Hi, this is Diana van Giersbergen from Xandria.
Hail and kill everybody. This is Ross the Boss from New York City.
This is Brittany Slays from Unleash the Archers.
Hey, this is Cam Pipes from 3 Inches of Blood.
This is Cobra Page from Cobra and the Lotus.
Hey guys, this is Stu from Death Dealer, and you're listening to the Great Metal Debate podcast.
Music fans, the Great Metal Debate is back with another of our artist interviews. Because once was not enough, today we're following up on our discussion from this past October with Charlotte Wessels, vocalist for the Dutch symphonic metal band Delain. Charlotte, we're so appreciative to you for taking the time to talk with us once again.
I'm very happy to follow up on the previous interview. It was very nice to see you again, so yeah.
Now, when we spoke 7 months ago, the exciting news about Delain's place on the Nightwish tour had just become public. And now with that North American tour almost complete, how is the experience compared with your initial expectations?
Yeah, I mean, now we're here, and isn't that great? I must say that I have very high expectations of this tour. I mean, back then, I think that when that tour was announced, we didn't even do the tour with Sabaton yet that we did a few months ago, and we didn't even know that that would have become so cool. I mean, we were very excited about the package, but by now we've done a tour with Sabaton in Europe like a few months ago, and you know, they've become great buddies, so it's really great to be on tour with them again. And I mean, we're here with Nightwish, which is some of our personal favorite bands, and it's just, you know, I mean, I know that it's very cheesy to say this, especially when you're on the package yourself, but I really think that it's a killer package. You know, both like the combination of bands I think is quite interesting, and for us it's just very interesting to be on tour with, you know, the bands that we like so much, and that is really cool. We have a lot of fun and we enjoy each other's shows, so it's a very, very good thing. We've been getting very good response. Seriously, I cannot say enough positive things about this tour. I'm just very happy.
It's met your expectations.
Definitely met and exceeded, and we're almost at that bitter because these are we only have 3 more shows to go at this point, so I'm already getting into that kind of bittersweet, like yeah, we can go home and sleep in actual beds again, which is nice, but we've been having a great time on tour, so it's also kind of, yeah.
Well, one difference from your previous tours, you've been able to visit some of North America's larger venues this time around. What's that been like?
I mean, it's been really great. It's always good to reach out to like a large audience. Like for me personally, for the experience of the show, it's different for everybody in the band, and it's different for everybody in different bands, for everyone I speak to. But I can have just as much fun in like a very small as a very big venue. It really doesn't matter so much. But you know, when you just look at like I mean, we would, in the end, very much like to headline our own gigs in the USA. So, of course, it is very important to reach out to large audiences. And this tour has definitely done that. And it has both kind of confirmed us in, you know, we've seen so many Delain t-shirts. We've seen so many people sing along to the songs, which is absolutely amazing, because it means that we've done a good job on our previous tours. But also, every night when we go to the merch booth, because we still do this every night when we go to the merch booth, we meet people who say like, I've never heard of your band, but I'm a fan now. I bought all your records, and that is such an amazing thing. So yeah, I hope we can get to that point somewhere in the near future. Yeah.
I hope so too. It's been an exciting ride for you folks. Now, Charlotte, last time we spoke, you said you were learning to do some growling. quote, just a little bit to help with demoing. And now I see that you're prowling stages screaming like Alissa White-Gluz. At what point did you realize you could integrate that new skill into a live performance?
Okay, first of all, I did manage to, kind of teach myself how to do the grunts. But I do not grunt like Alissa White-Gluz. She is something different. Jesus. I mean, I'm sorry for that. But the thing is, we wanted to play the Tragedy of the Commons live. Tragedy of the Commons is a song on our latest album, Human Contradiction, and Alissa White-Gluz, she did a guest appearance there. And she did this part where, on the record, she actually had the lines overlap because it was a very fast part. So she would do one line and then cut and then the other and then etc. So when Otto, who usually does our grunts, when he tried to do that, he was like, you can do this on the record, but there's no way you can do this on stage. And there's no place to breathe. And so that was kind of the point where I thought, well, I have been practicing this. We want to perform this song live now. Maybe this is the moment for me to actually try this out on stage. And I did, and it was successful, and it was really nice. People were very surprised. I hadn't talked about it much. So everybody was like, is she joking around? No, wait, she's actually doing this. So that was really funny. But on this tour, actually, we did one of the first days. We did a headline gig in Montreal, and Elisa lives in Montreal, so she actually she performed the song with us, and we were like, "How are we going to do the overlap? Shall we do like one line in between?" And she was like, "No, I got it." And she just, like, physically, I couldn't see any place to get that part out with that, but she just, I mean, it's obvious that she's incredibly talented at what she does, but I was just impressed once again by the thing that we can do, the two of us. She beats that like by far on her own. So so yeah, I'm grunting now, which is like totally awesome, and I'm practicing to get better. But yeah, I'm still so very excited about Alissa's part on our record, and about the fact that we got to do it live for the very first time, like very recently. It was so much fun. Yeah.
That's exciting to see. Yeah, you ladies together there. In addition to your busy schedule with Delain, Charlotte, you've contributed to some other projects, including performing a track on the just-released Camelot album, Haven. How did that collaboration with Camelot come about?
Well, our very first full-fledged tour in the USA was actually supporting Camelot. And we've known Camelot for a very long time. We've been on tour with them in Europe and in the USA. And I've done some guest appearances with them on stage, just for the fun of it, at several shows. And when it's in January, when we were touring with Sabaton, I got an email from Thomas saying, "Hey, would you like to do a song on our record?" And I was totally excited about it. I was like, "Yeah, I'll record it as soon as I come home." And he was like, "Well, actually, the deadline is this and this," so I had to record it while we were on tour. So I called all my friends, in all the places that we were going to, and I was like, "Anybody got a studio somewhere, because I have to record this song." And in the end, I recorded it in Athens while we were on tour, which was like a totally new experience for me, but it was so much fun. And the song, I just completely love it. Like I read over the lyrics 3 times, and I kind of have my interpretation of the lyrics, which is so nice, which fits me so well in a way. And I was like, "Oh, this is just perfect." And then, to just as an example of how small this world is the fact that on the first day on this tour, I hadn't met all of Nightwish's band members yet, and I met Troy, and I was like, "Hey, we are on a song together."
That's right.
So because he actually performs a guest performance on the same song, and we're like, we're on this song together. Isn't that great? And yeah, I think Camelot is really, really a great band. So to be asked to perform on their record, with the other guest performers that they asked, which I all think are incredible artists, it was just a great honor, and I'm very happy, and I love this song, so it was cool.
It is a really cool song, yes. Speaking of collaborations, we have a fan question. Amanda from Louisville, Kentucky asks if there are any other artists you would like to collaborate with in the future.
There's actually there is like a large list and a short list. The thing is, we are already writing for our new upcoming record, and at this point we are actually seriously considering some of these artists. And the thing is that whenever we do that, I always feel like I'm jinxing it if I say in interviews that I want to work with them. I've got some. Yeah. No, so this is like really a question that I think is really hard to answer because I don't want to spill the beans before we get a chance to actually ask them.
Maybe some things in the works?
There are definitely some things in the works. I mean, we've always loved working with guest musicians because we've been doing this for like a decade, and kind of working with guest musicians has always been a part of it. But it is both that, so people kind of expect it from us by now, but it's also that every time that we kind of do this, you have a song and you make the pre-productions yourself, and you have a certain interpretation of how you want to sing a certain thing, and then you give it to a guest performers, and most of the times we're totally surprised by how they interpret it, what they bring professionally and musically. So it's also just very creatively refreshing to have people, to give people a song and to say, hey, here it is, what do you want to do with it? So it's it's definitely something that I think we'll be looking into for the next record.
Excellent. That's exciting. Charlotte, Delain, you guys are a very fan-friendly band, and you spend a lot of time interacting with fans. You allowed them to ask questions via the Hear Me Out app.
Yeah.
How important is that interaction, and does fan feedback ever help inform choices that the band makes?
Yeah, quite a lot actually. Like in general, but it's fun for us to interact with fans. I mean, there is people who are more private and more introverted, and they do less of it, and I think that that's a perfectly normal choice, and there's nothing wrong with that. But for us, like usually, going out into the crowd after a gig, especially when you go to places like this where you really don't know who's there and who knows who, it's very interesting and it's very nice, and I think people appreciate it. So yeah, I think it's important and it's fun, and sometimes we do base decisions on it, but it's both on like a very direct level when people tell you things, but it's also just when we decide what kind of set list we are going to play. We do kind of base that, especially when we do very short sets like we do on these court tours. When you do a short set, we really kind of base our set list on the crowd response we've gotten to certain songs on previous gigs. Like, we know these are some songs that work very well live. But this is also a part where I'm always worried about misinterpretation, because there are some songs which are just party songs and which will get everybody jumping, and then there are some songs which will not get people jumping or screaming, but they do enjoy hearing it. So what we've done now is we've actually put on like this poll on our Facebook page. We're doing a European headline tour in a few months, and we've actually asked people, like, what songs do you want to hear? And I was kind of surprised by the outcome of that, so that's actually fun. And we still kind of want to put our own set list together, but for now we figured we're going to at least play the top 5 of what everybody says, and that's just a start. So yeah, I think it is a good thing. I mean, people actually pay to see you, so it's not necessarily a strange thing to actually give them what they want. We're people pleasers like that. We wrote the song, so we love them all, so yeah.
Fans can rest assured you're listening to what they say.
Definitely, yeah, they surely can. They surely can.
Well, starting to wrap up with you, Charlotte. Now that the Nightwish tour is almost finished, what are your plans for the rest of 2015? You've alluded to the European tour, and when might fans expect to see the follow-up to The Human Contradiction?
Well, we are actually very much into the writing phase of our new record. Yeah, we've got quite some songs which are, in structure done, and then I think we've got like half which we still kind of have to make, but we've got loads of ideas lying around, so I think they can expect like a next album. We're planning to have it out, like, let's keep it broad, like first half of 2016. And we've got a headline tour coming up, like European headline tour. We've got some more things coming up, of which I cannot speak too much yet, but if the listeners will check the interwebs, there will be very exciting news soon. And yeah, we're hoping to return very soon to the USA as well, because we're just having a blast here, and we cannot wait to come back.
That's so exciting, Charlotte. Well, regardless of your future plans, I want to end this interview by reminding our listeners Delain has a great back catalog of music as well as some really stylish gear. Please, Charlotte, share with us where people need to go to get their hands on all the great Delain merch.
Okay, people can go to delain.nl, and on there they can find our different merch websites for all the parts of the globe, wherever your listeners are, and then they can also follow us on Facebook on Delain Music. They can follow us on Twitter on Delain Music. We have our Instagrams. We are a very social people, and yeah, we would love to see people at our gigs, or even just on the interwebs hanging out, and yeah.
Well, Charlotte, thank you so much. So enjoyed the show this evening. As always, you guys kicked ass, and I'm looking forward to seeing you guys maybe come back to America sometime soon.
Thank you very much.